But equitable voice videos. This is where things get pretty interesting. So what you want to do here is give everybody an opportunity to speak. Very difficult to do in some settings. Some teams operate it very well and everyone goes around the room, everyone has their opportunity. But even those teams, what you find is some people will talk for 3 minutes, some people will talk for 10 minutes, some people will talk for 30 seconds, right? And that's okay, but they have an equal opportunity. That's why we like the word equitable. It gives everybody equivalent equity to speak. We again like to do this in digital formats so that people don't have that stage fright. They don't have those other concerns. So you can do it this way. Time boxing is very important. Make sure everybody has an equivalent time. Now, some people will get frustrated saying, I can't talk in just 3 minutes, right? That's not enough, right? You get plenty of people that'll say that. And then other people like, 3 minutes? It's like forever. So, and that's okay, right? But for the people that can't talk you can't constrain down to 10 minutes, make them do it, or 3 minutes, make them do it. It's because you want to get kind of a level social playing field. And that's gonna be very powerful for you. Again, do not publish these videos until everybody's contributed. That's a recurring theme. Make sure you do that. Pick non-controversial topics, again, until you're ready. This is one where people who are involved in diversity, equity, inclusion conversations, once you feel there's trust in a small team, once you get there, it's a great opportunity to have some of those conversations. We talked about culture, we talked about celebrations. There's a similar story when I talked about that team in Pakistan, that November timeframe. I said, tell me about your celebration at this time. What does it mean to you? What are the types of things that you do? I talked about Thanksgiving, right? I showed them my table and we talked about what it looked like, the wine on the table, the big turkey, all that. People in Pakistan talk about Eid. People in India talk about Diwali. Interesting thing was, we all said the same things. And I thought that was kind of interesting. We didn't talk religion. We just talked about how you celebrate this festival. And everyone said, we bring the family together, we forgive each other, we take care of the children, we do all this. And I thought that was actually pretty illuminating. This is a place you can have some of those conversations. Here's some samples. Let me go to the bottom one. I was just talking about the celebrations. And it's great to talk about these type of cultural celebrations. Those are happy times in people's lives. In our experience, those are not controversial. Those are actually really positive conversations, learning about each other across boundaries. On the left, you'll see some work-related activities you can do the same way. Do updates and retrospectives. Now, do these in asynchronous videos, right? Not live meetings. There's a lot of anxiety in live meetings that even happens today. Even if you're on a Zoom meeting or a Teams meeting and you're going around the room, oh, now it's my time to talk, and somebody may interrupt, somebody may do these things. When you do it this way, there's no interruption. They do it privately, they record it on their phone, they record it on their computer, whatever they do, but it'll open people up. We actually have talked to companies who have been doing this. They would have daily stand-ups. They've actually reduced those daily stand-ups to be only 2 days a week. And they do this type of thing 3 days a week. And it gives people a lot of flexibility and they find people open up more. So it's a great tool to utilize. And those are actually on the far right, is it? Yeah, far right. That's Diego and Emily. They're part of my team. And we had a conversation about sense of belonging. Let's just ask them, what does it mean for you? If I say sense of belonging, if you feel you belong, what does that mean to you? I think Diego said to me, it's when my manager recognizes me for something good I did in front of my team. Okay, that was great for me, right? Now I know. And Emily said, I think hers was, she said, when I call somebody on the phone and they pick up. It seems like something so simple, but if I call my team member and they pick up the phone, I feel like I was important to them. Right? So these are the type of things you can learn very quickly in these conversations. And what's beautiful about this is they're not saying this in front of their team. They're saying this just in front of themselves in the camera. And when you see it, you start sharing that with your team when you're ready. It becomes very powerful. Questions on this? Yes?
Not just about this, but in general.
Yeah.
The company is pretty much all virtual.
Yeah.
So team building, all that
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So, are these tools that
yeah. Yeah, great question, 100%. And the answer is yes. That team I talked about in Pakistan, I've never met them. I've never met them. And what was interesting, one day we're doing these sub things on a Monday. One of the members of that team said, "Hey, I just wanted to share with you guys a picture of the new baby." I'm like, "I know you're having a baby." And he showed a picture of him with a small cow, right? And I asked the team, I said, "Did you guys know he works on a farm on the weekends?" They sit right next to him and they never knew, right? I'm 3,000 miles away and we just found out. So the answer is 100% yes. You build those relationships. This is a great way to do that. Using these digital tools really helps because it levels that playing field as well. If you're in the office or remote, it doesn't matter, you're doing the same types of things. Yeah, great question.